YouTube people, Neo Cards and Comics here. The PSA Lords, the Emperor of the Evil Empire, PSA, has graced us meager peasants, with another grading special. We peasants waited with bated breath for a special to come down from upon high. The month came at the beginning of April and there was nothing. But here we now sit on the 12th of the month, and they have deemed us worthy of discounts on submitting cards for grading. All jokes aside, just having a little fun here. We have a new PSA special. It's pretty simple. This should be a pretty short video. Super Express, $100 off and $130 off dual service. Cool if you're using it, I guess. I don't think most people kind of fall into that category. But if you're a baller and you're sending things in at Super Express, save yourself $100 on the submission. The main event, 2022-2023 Sports Card Special, $300 declared value, $16 per card, 20 card minimum, with a, and this is the interesting part here, this is the one that kind of stood out as something being a little bit different, 40 business day turnaround time. In the past, this has been 60 to 90 days. It is now down to 40 days. I have seen reports of, I haven't sent an order in a couple months. I will probably send one in on this if I can dig up 20 cards. That's going to be the semi-tricky part. I'm sure I can get there. They have been turning orders around extremely quickly. Now, dual service orders, so anything with an autograph in it and anything vintage, are taking longer. But ultra modern stuff is moving through the system at a pretty rapid rate. So $16 per card, basically get it back in 2 months. That's at the max. I would assume they're probably even actually coming in under that time. PSA's operational patterns lately have been whatever days they have been throwing out there for turnaround times. They have been coming in under that by a pretty significant margin, at least for ultra modern. Once again, dual service stuff and vintage stuff is definitely taking longer. I think in some cases even maybe running over the estimated turnaround times. And that kind of shows the difference between the grading staffs / teams. That vintage stuff and autograph stuff, there's probably a much more limited amount of people capable of grading that stuff. And then on the ultra modern side, it's probably a lot simpler to get people trained up and used to grading those items, as it's really, I mean, this debate's been kind of floating around again on how long does it take to grade an ultra modern card. And really, in all honesty, it really doesn't take that long. It just doesn't. I don't spend more than a minute per card when I'm evaluating cards to send in for grading. When I'm going through the pile saying, okay, what am I sending? What am I not sending? I know I don't spend a minute per card. It's less than that. And I don't look at cards thousands of times or hundreds of times a day to submit those for, or to grade a card. I don't have that muscle memory built up. Imagine if you're working for PSA grading cards all day, and all you do is look at Prism and Tops and this, that, and the other thing over and over and over and over and over again. Guess what? You probably get real quick at figuring out what centering is supposed to look like on that card, and the corners are supposed to look like on that card, and the back centering, and all that other nonsense of what common flaws they have or defects to look for that you see over and over and over again would make you obviously a lot faster. We talked about this before on the channel. I've always been of the assumption that it does take them less than a minute per card. I've never had anyone directly tell me that. I've had some people hint strongly that that's probably at that number or less in regards to the time spent. Once again, ultra modern, vintage is a little bit of a different game, autographs, a little bit of a different game. And I always see a lot of rabble rousing around the whole minute per card thing and how are they not spending forever on this? And my general statement on that has always been, set the watch, set a stopwatch, an alarm, whatever, on your phone for a minute and sit down and look at one card for a minute. And I can tell you by the time you get to 30 or 45 seconds, you could probably already have a pretty good idea of how that card's going to grade. And we are not professionals. So That's what I always say to people when they get in this, tizzy about how long it takes to grade or not grade a card. It honestly doesn't take that much time for ultra modern stuff. So sorry for the little sidetrack there. But PSA coming in at $16 per card. It's a whopping $3 discount over the $19 one. It's not huge. You have to be a Collectors Club member for this. So that keep that in mind as well. If you're sending in a ton of stuff, this does add up. On a 20 card submission, you're saving $3 per card. That's $60 on this order that you'd be saving versus submitting it under the $19. So on an individual card basis, $3 per card doesn't sound like a lot. When you multiply that by 20 and realize that you're sending in 20 cards at once, all right, then you could start to see where the savings are coming in on that. Basically, you're getting like, what would that be? Like 4 extra cards graded for free. Almost, not quite exactly 4, like 3 and some change in regards to grading fees. So that's the current pricing special. Turnaround time's pretty quick. To me, right now, if you are grading to flip and you're talking ultra modern, it really comes down to PSA or SGC, in my opinion. SGC if you need the speed. I have seen some reports lately, and people in the comments, please let me know down below because I have not sent anything to them for a while. Has SGC been slowing down slightly? I had a couple people in the comments the other day say, they're still fast, but they're not like the send it on a Monday, get it on a Thursday back in the mail, and it's running more like, creeping towards like 10 and 12 days versus 5 and 6 days. So if that's the case, if you have some recent experience submitting with SGC, feel free to let me know the details down in the comments below. And if you had a recent PSA bulk order come back, throw that down there as well, just to kind of give an idea for people on what the bulk rates are turning around at. But $16 per card, I mean, it's pretty close back down to that $15 mark where they were at before. And I should also note that I believe that this runs through the end of May. So we may have this up for a while. It says limited time offer, but I thought I saw somewhere that this is going to run for about a month or two. So we'll see if maybe something switches up or they add something on come May 1st, but it looks like we're probably going to have at least these specials in for the next couple of weeks. It'll be intriguing to kind of see how the TCG stuff cycles out because they've been running TCG specials the last 2 months pretty solid, and we have a brand new Pokemon set out in Scarlet and Violet, and a lot of that TCG stuff is made up by Pokemon cards. So we'll see if they see any drop off from that with that special going away, or if any of the other companies see a slight boost in those numbers. It'll probably take until like the end of May, beginning of June gem rate numbers till we kind of see the impact of that. They haven't done a sports card special for a while, so I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty popular, in all honesty. We haven't seen sports for almost 2 months now. And we have a lot of product coming out. Prism Basketball just released, and we obviously have, Top Series 1 still floating around out there, along with a lot of other stuff with new releases coming. So I have a feeling they'll be getting a lot of that stuff sent in for this special. So they have graced us. Run to your local postal service for flat rate boxes, bundle up your cards, and get them sent in. Like I said, I will probably be having a order go off pretty soon here. I need to sort through some stuff. I've had a small pile growing with various things in it from the recent box breaks and stuff like that. But I don't know if I got 20 cards exactly. That'll be the trick. But there's your specials. If you're a Collectors Club member, rejoice. If you are not, you are sad, but you could always sign up and be happy like the rest of us. That is all I have for you, boys and girls. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.